Hogan Ace will travel. Today, we're going to go back on our trip at 49er Ranch RV Resort in Columbia, California. But before we get started, don't forget, subscribe, hit that like button, and let's get started. So this resort's in Columbia, California, near Columbia State Park. It's a small, quaint little RV park. It's like very cool, very quiet. It had a lot of charm. Like, we really like this place. It didn't have much as far as activities going on, of course, because of the restrictions that COVID put in place. But overall, man, this was a little cool park. Had a spot there where they normally have little bonfires and time with music and things like that. They had some guest parking. Now, they don't have a lot of RV space here because most of their residents here are permanent residents, but this is all RV spaces that we rented. There's our space there, and it was just, again, really cool. We had a office that had a little kind of store that had a whole penny candy section for the kids that they loved. The hospitality house, that was cool. So you could have coffee with, I cannot remember his name. He was a cool dude though. So these were the bathrooms. So it's had interesting. We'll take a look. Forgive my poor photography here. I was using a brand new phone and did not notice my finger in the way. So long and short of it, cool bathroom. Rustic on the outside, modern on the inside. A little dirty from like the dust and leaves coming in, but definitely would poop here again. So it was nice and clean. So we go up and over, and again, just a reminder, if you're out flying a drone at a park, don't fly over people's camps. It's just rude. So fly over some of the buildings instead. So they have this area back here that we were able to walk around, but not really enjoy very much because, again, they didn't really have it open. But this is normally where kids can go panning for gold. They have dirt available in the little store that they have, and you can go panning for gold up here. So it's kind of cool. You're guaranteed gold in those little pouches for the kiddos. So it's definitely something that I'd say I definitely want to come back to this park and kind of see it vibrant and kind of full of activity. But it was perfect for what we needed it to be. So we couldn't go to this park without spending a day in Columbia State Park. So if you've never been here, this is like kind of an old western type town. It is a state park, so it's not really a tourist trap. They have some very cool historical sites here. Funny enough, despite everything else that they got going on here, my kids always talk about those rocks. So they have huge rocks here that kids always climb around and go through, and they have a blast every time. So if nothing else, the kids will always remember those big rocks, and they'll ask for them every single time that they come, without fail. So just be ready for that. It was nice. They built a whole ramp going up now. It was pet friendly. We just couldn't bring the pets into all the shops, but hey, I'm fine with that. So again, it's really set in kind of gold rush era California, and it had a bunch of cool shops. You had candle dipping, you had little souvenir shops. People were dressed in period clothing. The shop owner, that guy was cool. And it was just it's just a kind of a cool, relaxing trip and day. Now, this is the blacksmith, and they'll pretty much make anything out of metal or a horseshoe for you. They'll even stamp some names in a horseshoe, whatever you want, a message on there. For those that are knife and sword enthusiasts, they also make knives and swords. So this is definitely a place you want to check out while you're at Columbia State Park for sure. Now, this guy was one of the docents, one of the state park docents there, and was talking about early photography and everything that they had to do, and everything that they really had to operate with back there was primitive, but man, some of it was awfully sharp, and you got some of the best images out of this stuff, to where you can even, he's describing there, you can even put a microscope or something to that picture there and even see the buttons, how many holes the buttons had. Now, this is early photography, invented by Galileo, I believe, or no, sorry, Leonardo da Vinci, and it was crazy. The shutter on this needed 30 minutes to capture an image. You had to hold still for like 30 minutes, but you can see on camera, I was able to get a clear picture, from across the way and showing people actually walking in there. So it was definitely cool and worth it. So the kids enjoy it. As you can see, my middle one there got a little top hat. But again, the kids just kind of enjoy kind of walking around and relaxing. And of course, we ate there. We had some time to just kind of relax and enjoy some of the docents and some of the vendors that were out there. So this is definitely worth the trip. You even see the sheriff there arresting some old man that had a cane. But he went ahead and let him go eventually. He wanted to go back to his family. I don't know. But yeah, and another cool thing, that if you were definitely going to be taking the kids here, you're going to have to take them on a stagecoach ride at least one time in their life. It's a cool experience. I've been on it a bunch. Definitely worth it. This is something I've actually done maybe one time in Columbia with gold panning. My 11-year-old really wanted a gold pan, and we caught some cool stuff. We caught some little gems and maybe a little bit of gold, a lot of fool's gold. But he had a fun time, and to be very honest, I probably panned more than he did. But it was just kind of relaxing to be able to just sit there and kind of sift through the dirt like a kid. It was really fun. So that was our trip to 49er Ranch RV Resort in Columbia State Park, up in beautiful Columbia, California, super close to the house, and it was just magnificently beautiful. So catch us, we got another trip coming. We're going to be headed down to Central Coast, Cayucos, Morro Bay, San Luis Obispo, just to check it out. So join us then, and as always, keep traveling.